Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. His name is Mike Brenner. We are the Odds Couple. It's week 4 in the NFL. Today is Tuesday the 27th, and we're doing our weekly call with Jordan Sharp, SBR contributor covering injuries in the NFL. Very important to always stay on top of. Some guys are out. Some guys just nicked up, and the nicked up ones are the ones you have to scratch your head on and think like, how much do I want to throw this out, or do I want to?
And one thing you taught me early on, Pete, a lot of guys they'll say, okay, yeah, who's injured, but yet they don't pay no attention to it when it comes time to place in the bet.
That's right, and it's sometimes you want to think that if a guy's going to play through an injury, you want to knock the team. I know some professional gamblers who don't think about that at all. They think if the guy's in, they assume that he's being shot up with enough drugs to be 100%, and that's it. That's
the
done.
truth too. Yeah.
And the first game I want to bring up has two guys who are, we're reading in reports that they're kind of banged up, and that's the Falcons. Both of their marquee receivers, right? Julio Jones and Sanu. Sanu with the shoulder, Julio Jones with the calf injury. How much is this going to impact them? Jones only caught one pass last week, and now they're a home dog on a short week to the Panthers. At first glance, the line seemed a little bit weird, right? The Panthers as a 3.5-point road favorite, but maybe if the Falcons are a little bit, hobbled on offense on a short week this week, maybe that injury is a key. What do you think?
Well, I'd love to jump in there. There's several games I was talking to you about, like Pittsburgh laid an egg, Cardinals laid an egg. All right, something's got to change there. All right, and those teams are going to come back pissed off, and Cincinnati Bengals, but. All right, same thing with the Panthers. But I don't know. Matt Ryan looks really, really good. He looks as good as he's looked in his career. So I don't know. And Julio Jones only one catch, so it doesn't matter right now who he's really throwing to.
That's right.
And you got Devonta Freeman coming out of that backfield, and he's making some noise. So the defense is guessing. They don't know what to do. They can't lock down. This team's gaining momentum. Dan Quinn's defense still is a mess, though. But I don't know. I think again, Cam Newton is pressing too hard. I called this early last year at the end of the season, and this year I think this team is definitely overvalued because they're pressing, they're pushing. He's looking like the Cam Newton we all knew before last year.
Jordan Sharp, how important are these, rumors of injuries, minor injuries to Julio Jones and Sanu?
I think it looks like Sanu's going to be fine. I think both of them, at least you have to be a little bit concerned. But as long as Julio practices, I think at least once, maybe twice this week, I don't think we have to worry about that. I think that Mike's getting onto something though in this one though, with the Carolina not looking like the Carolina of old. That could really play into Atlanta's advantage here, obviously as a 3-point home dog.
All right, and then the next game that I want to talk about that's impacted by injuries is Cleveland at the Redskins. Now the Redskins took a bunch of injuries, right? They took D'Angelo Hall, tore his ACL. He's out. Bashad Breeland is he injured his ankle, and a couple of offensive linemen got injured. And then on the other side, the Browns are a big underdog. They sat Joe Hayden last week, but that was sort of precautionary. He should be back this week, is what I'm reading. So maybe we have an injury situation that's favoring the Browns here as a big road dog. Sorry, Jordan Sharp. What's your take on all the injuries that we've read about that I've seen with the Redskins this week?
Yeah, the Hall injury is going to hurt, and I was very surprised to see Cleveland as a big underdog here. I don't know about you guys where you're leaning on this one too, but 5 Dimes right now has them at +9, and I don't know why that line still exists right now.
Well, that's a teaser line, but still 7.5 though, which is a pretty hefty line.
Yeah,
sure.
Still, that's it's right now. You're looking at I think of some value on the Browns, but Washington. I mean, it really just depends on whether these Browns, if the defense is going to show up this week or not.
Yeah, and so the injuries you think are a big deal. And then what about everyone's talking about Russell Wilson, right? An MCL sprain. The line is still not out that I'm seeing market wide for their game against the Jets, but the Jets coming off that horrible 6 interception game. If Wilson is banged up, what do you think about maybe the Jets leaning towards the Jets and assuming that Wilson might be limited? What do you think?
I don't think so because Seattle really showed a lot of stuff last week. Whether he's hurt or not, that offense found a little life, and the defense is starting to get solid again. The Jets, I think it's mental. I think this team's got some stuff going on in their head, thinking they can't win. Fitzpatrick knows it was a 1-year deal. There's no continuity there. I think this is a team to fade right now. I'll be honest with you. That's my opinion.
Jordan Sharp, what do you think of what do you make of the rumors of maybe Russell Wilson being a little banged up?
Yeah, Wilson, it's really going to depend on his practice. Pete Carroll seemed to kind of downplay it, like it's not that big of a deal. But, I mean, a sprained MCL coming back from that's pretty hard. I mean, it depends on, obviously, if it was a minor sprain. But I agree kind of with Mike as well, and I kind of wanted to get his opinion. Like, at what point when this line comes out, do you fade the Seahawks? Does it have to be 3.5, 4? Like, where does that number have to be at?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm going to think about it a little bit more. As of right now, I'm thinking about fading them no matter what the line is. I mean, not no matter what the line is, but I'm thinking about fading them. And then, again, another another big injury for the Chargers. Right now, Manti Te'o out. That's a void. I think that officially creates a void in the defense. And so
he's a vocal leader of that
yes,
defense.
so now they got Te'o's out, all the offensive guys out.
And out of sync. The offense is out of sync again.
What do you think, Jordan Sharp? Is that a big injury for the Chargers?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying I don't think it's huge, but this Chargers defense was playing all right before that, so we'll see. But I mean, they have a very tough test now this week against New Orleans. That's kind of scary when you lose a guy like that on defense. So this is going to be 53.5 total looking like. Yeah, we could very much see a shootout on this one.
But you don't think maybe the Saints might be in for a bounce back here, and that all the injuries piling
They got
up?
no defense. They got none, zero. They don't exist.
But they don't have to deal with Keenan Allen or Woodhead. All the injuries are piling up for the Chargers.
I think Rivers, though, will still find a way. He will.
Right,
Against that defense, Pete, I think, I'm not kidding you, Dennis could go out there and run a slant pattern and catch a 10-yard touchdown.
All right. Well, I guess that's about it. Is there anything else that you have, Mike Brenner, that's
injury-wise? No, I'm leaning on the
right.
big man. I wanted to see what Jordan might have up his sleeve that we don't know about.
Jordan Sharp, is there anything that's, I know that Michael Floyd for the Cardinals is in concussion protocol, and also Dolphins tight end Jordan Cameron on a short week.
Yep.
You know, the Dolphins might be they're
in trouble anyway.
They're in trouble anyway, right. Jordan Sharp, anything else that we didn't get to?
Just a couple. I think from this last Sunday night game, you had a couple injuries out of those Bears and the Cowboys. Des Bryant obviously came back in, but was scheduled to undergo an MRI, and apparently he hasn't done it yet. I don't know if that means that the injury is less serious or more serious than we originally thought. So keep an eye on Des Bryant's practice reports too. That could, I think, move that line. San Francisco's also historically been a pretty good home dog. I think they're taking 3 points this week from the Cowboys, and then the Bears. Jay Cutler, I think, might be able to play this week. I think that could really improve their odds as a home dog against Detroit. Keep an eye on his practice.
Wouldn't you rather have Hoyer in there, though?
God.
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
that's it. That whole team's injured. They're injured in the head. They're injured everywhere, starting from top to finish. It's a mess. Stay off them damn Bears.
All right.
Cutler.
Woo. Sounds good. That wraps up our injury review for NFL Week 3. Looking ahead to NFL Week 4. Of course, we'll do this again next week for Week 5. Thanks so much, as always, Jordan Sharp.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, guys.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts. Shop for lines at sbrodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.